Hey guys, Prof Manga here. Hey, it's Thursday. Yep, Thursday all day. Hey, Thursday evening here. Wanted to drop you a quick note and maybe do a little bit of review with you. Okay, so I'm gonna take a few minutes here to go through a couple questions with you, so you have a understanding of what might be coming up on the exam. So I hope all of you have taken the last couple weeks and just chilled out a little bit, let your nerves calm down. We hit it pretty hard, pretty fast there in the beginning, but now's our time that we finish off the projects and we synthesize the whole course, right? So this final exam happens to be a little bit weighty, okay? 30 questions, multiple choice, all right? Not not overly hard. The average is usually somewhere in the upper 70s, low 80s. So it's a fair exam. If you don't study it and you haven't read your book, you're not going to like it, okay? But let's go through a couple questions. A lot of what this exam is about is just regurgitating what you learn. What is strategic management? What are we doing? What are the activities we're doing there? So we're doing all kinds of things from analysis, understanding our internal markets, our external markets. We're trying to look at our company's activities, if they're efficient, if they're effective. We're trying to look at how we're making our decisions. All right, so there's a lot of things that go into that, and that entire process is all about strategic management. Okay, so what did we learn about Porter? Well, Porter's it actually is a lot more complex than what we covered, okay? But I didn't want to make it more than what it needed to be for this particular class. But try to remember what Porter is about. We're trying to find out who has control, right? We're trying to find out how this particular industry competes, where the competition is at. And we have to measure so many things to understand that. We have to understand really who has control of pricing, who has control, and I'm not talking about just the product pricing, but also the direct material costs, labor. How is that controlled? Okay. Are we talking about a commodity product? Are we talking about a technically leveraged product? Is there a lot of competition for those resources? Okay. That's what Porter's about, man. Trying to figure out what that's about. So, for an example, let's look at the pizza industry, all right? Anybody can start a pizza company. We can do it in Big Rapids for $15,000. We can start pizza right now. Okay? Easiest thing to get started up and rolling. If you had $15,000 and you just wanted to deliver to campus, you could make a ton of money. Nobody's doing that at 2 a.m. All right? If I was young, again, that's what I would do. I would set up a pizza delivery system. I wouldn't even worry about people coming in and getting pizza. I would just be focused on delivering to the Ferris students. Be a focused market, right? And I would be low cost, low price. Okay? You're not necessarily looking for high quality pizza after midnight, are you? I don't think so. Okay, so I don't know how big the market is there for that actually, but I would say you could do pretty good on an average Friday or Saturday night if you're delivering pizzas on campus from 9 o'clock till 2 a.m., right? I don't know if there's anybody in town doing that right now that's actually delivering. They may be. I think Jets might be, but I would be focusing on that entire area. All right, so that's pretty cheap. When we look at competition here, what do we know? Well, the barriers to entry are next to nothing. substitution costs are next to nothing. So you could go from My Pizza, Little Caesars to Jets as quick as you can dial a phone, right? So that makes it really what? Competitive. Little Caesars has got the market on low cost, so you're competing against them on price. So you begin to shape the industry competitive forces in the modeling of it. And it's really focused around, in all honesty, pricing. I don't think quality is quite the issue. I have to answer the door right now because I think Jack's the Huskies there. So when it comes to pizza, I don't know if we're looking at, in that particular market, if we're looking at gourmet pizza as being the pizza. You coming in, dude? He's blowing me off. All right. So that's one industry. What about jet airplanes? Totally different. That's not a commodity, is it? Anything but a commodity. That's technically leveraged. What else do we know about jets and jet engines? Well, those guys are technically leveraged too. And we know technically leveraged, expensive, all means barriers to entry are really high. Guess what else goes with it? Switching costs are really high. So when these things are prevalent, all these kind of go together. When switching costs are high, usually entry costs are high, startup costs are high, profits should be good. All right? So that's kind of the Porter model. What are the things we're looking for when we look at SWOT analysis? We're trying to understand strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, but not only of the marketplace, but what are our strengths? The business. What are our weaknesses? What opportunities out there lie for us? And what are threats against our company internally? For example, last company I was in, our strengths were manufacturing. We had a 2-mile square footprint in Germany. I think the largest. We actually were bigger than BMW. 95% sufficient, meaning that we were pretty much off the grid. Excellent manufacturers. Their only hiccup that they had was that they were not very good at customization, which in today's world agility is really important, so customization needs to be pretty good. All right, so when we're looking at different companies, these are the things that we analyze and we look at. Okay, all right, I'm gonna cut you guys loose for this one and I'll be back.